Welcome to Word of Wisdom. Welcome to Word of Wisdom, where we bring the Bible to life. Today we are diving into one of the most powerful love stories in Scripture. One not just of romance, but of loyalty, redemption, and legacy. This is the story of Ruth. Who was Ruth? Ruth was a Moabite woman, not an Israelite. That is important. Moabites were traditionally enemies of Israel, yet Ruth's story would become part of Israel's greatest legacy. She lived during the legacy or during the time of the Judges, a dark and chaotic period in Israel history. Her story begins with tragedy. Tragedy. That's English. Ruth's story begins with tragedy. How? Tell us. But ends in hope. This is what I love about our God. Ruth married into an Israelite family that had moved to Moab during a famine. But soon her husband, brother-in-law, and father-in-law all died, leaving Ruth, her sister-in-law, Oprah, and her mother-in-law, Naomi, as widows. Just imagine, being married in a family, everyone died. This is very bad. Naomi, broken and bitter. Yes, when your husband died, you'll be bitter and broken. In 2000, on the 11th of November, when my husband died, I was bitter and broken. I said, God, I'm a born-again child of God since 1984. But you let this happen to me. My husband just died in doctor's surgery. Wow. This is too bad. And this is painful. So, Naomi, broken and bitter, decided to return to Bethlehem, where he came from. She urged both daughters-in-law to stay in Moab and rebuild their lives. Oprah reluctantly agreed, but Ruth, she clung to Naomi and uttered these words: "Where you go, I'll go. Your God will be my God." This is a clever girl. I love her. Just like me, I stayed in my marriage even if my husband is not there, even now. I'm old, having grandkids, having great-grandkids at the age of 70. I'm still there, and I'm still going to serve the Lord. But it's a choice. As a Christian, when your husband died, you can marry again if you want. I didn't want to get married again. I just want to stay there and serve the Lord. That's why I'm a pastor now, a qualified one from college. I'm preaching the gospel of Christ. Let's continue. This is not about me. It's about Ruth. We find this in Ruth chapter 1 verse 16. Ruth's faith and hard work. In Bethlehem, Ruth worked hard to provide for Naomi, the mother-in-law. She cleaned leftover grain in the fields. Whose field is this? Let's find out. Let's find out whose field is this. Yes, she happened to clean in the fields of Boaz, a wealthy and kind relative of Naomi's late husband. Just imagine how our God be glorified. Boaz noticed her loyalty and hard work and began to show favor. But this wasn't just coincidence. It was divine alignment. I love this. Boaz was more than a kind man. He was a kinsman redeemer. Someone who could marry Ruth to preserve the family line. At Naomi's advice, Ruth approached Boaz with humility and courage, essentially proposing marriage. This girl. A bold move for a foreign widow. Boaz honored her request, but first ensured everything was done legally. Eventually, he redeemed Ruth, married her, and restored Naomi's family name. Yes, this is done even in our African culture. When your husband died, you can marry the brother. But it's your choice. Even if it's not your brother, you can marry again. God allows that. Yes, God allows that. Ruth and Boaz had a son named Obed. Obed would become the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of King David. Yes, Ruth, a Moabite woman, became the great-grandmother of David, and ultimately part of the lineage of Jesus Christ. Just imagine. Her story is a testament of God's grace, that He welcomed outsiders, that faithfulness is never forgotten, that redemption is always possible. What have we learned from this story of Ruth? What have we learned? We learned loyalty matters even when it's hard. God honors faith no matter your background. Redemption is possible even in the darkest chapters of our lives. Yes. God sees our hearts and God sees our problems. And your story matters. You might be part of something for bigger than you realized. You can be poor. You can be jobless. But what I know, God is there. He will make things right. He will make things possible because He is the God of impossibilities. He makes things happen in His own time. So thank you very much for being here and listening to this story. See you in the next video. God bless you all.